Bam, 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 bam. What's up? What's up? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the 49 Show. The 49 Show. The 49 Show. And it's your boy, K.O.D.S, and I'm back. It's been a minute, couple of weeks, that is. And I'm back to let you know that we got some breaking news. Now, first, before I get at breaking news, if you don't already know, I just want to say, first of all, that year makes. Because I can remember last year around this time, in the summer of 2019, going into training camp, we as 49er fans were all saying, hey, if Shanahan and Lynch don't make playoffs, or if they don't at least come close to making the playoffs, 9-7, 8-8, they're probably getting fired. They're on the hot seat because the first 2 years were just, they were terrible. And 2018, it wasn't on the coaching staff. It really wasn't on the front office. It was just that Garoppolo tore his ACL, and, we probably tanked the rest of the way, but we were bad. We added talent. We doubled down on the pass rush. Long story short, what a difference a year makes because we made it to the Super Bowl in 2019. So if there was a hot seat, they cooled it off really, really, really fast. So my breaking news today is, and Niner by Nature 88, he already knows. Yes, and thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it. I like it too. I was gonna say some things about Shanahan later this week, which is crazy, and now this happens. But Shanahan, the breaking news is he has agreed with the 49ers to sign a new 6-year contract. It's a new 6-year contract, meaning that the other 3 years, that's been voided. Forget that, scratch it. It's not those 3 years plus the new 6. It's just they ended that contract, so he did 3 years of it. Now it's done. It's a new 6-year deal that's going to take him to the 2025 season as the 49ers head coach. It's been a long time since we had a head coach for more than 2 years, let alone 6. And we're definitely going to have him unless some drastic things happen. We get real bad, some bad drafts or whatever happens in the near future. We're going to have him for quite some time, definitely in the foreseeable future. And it's crazy because, Niner by Nature. You know what? I was thinking that too, because at some point you have to promote these guys who are doing a good job. One thing Lynch said when he came into the front office and he took the job in 2017, he said, "I know what I don't know." And that was very wise of him to say that because he'd never done this before. So he didn't know. But he brought in people that could do the job, especially like who you're mentioning now, Adam Peters, one of the scouts that we have, the first guy that he actually brought in from Denver, from the Denver Broncos. Elway kind of gave that to Lynch as a gift, and he's done a great job. I'm also thinking about Martin Mayhew, the former general manager out with the Detroit Lions. He is another guy who probably could be, getting promoted at some point. But so Niner by Nature 88 is saying that Lynch will get a promotion while Adam Peters takes over the GM spot. That could definitely happen. I can see that happening, man. Real talk. So what do we all think about this, man? What you think about it, Niner by Nature? Well, anybody else that's tuning in right now, what do you think about Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, getting a 6-year extension? He's not going anywhere. He's going to be with us for quite some time. 2025 is the way it's playing right now. That's the way the contract looks. Now, the interesting thing is, will we even have a 2020 season? That we don't know just yet. Players are testing positive for the COVID. Ezekiel Elliott and with the Cowboys and a few other Cowboy players. The Houston Texans got some players that also tested positive for it. So now coaches and owners are kind of like, well, I don't know about owners, but I know coaches and general managers are kind of iffy now on starting this season. Some people are already asking for what was the word for it? They don't want it to start on time. Put it that way. So this will be interesting to see how that goes. But Shanahan is a 49er for 6 more seasons behind the 3 seasons that he's already done. So again, I'm gonna say it, man. What a difference a year makes. Some of us thought that he could possibly be on the hot seat, and he went from being on the hot seat to taking us to the Super Bowl, and now getting to the Super Bowl, getting extensions just like that. Now, I talked the last time I was on here, I talked about George Kittle. When when we saw some breaking news and it was a 49er getting paid, I know a lot of you was hoping that it would be George Kittle. And I know I was, but it's not. And I don't know how it can be because, as I mentioned in my last video, we don't have the money. We don't have the cap space just yet. And don't even ask me where we get the money to pay the coaches. It doesn't come from the salary cap. I guess that comes from the owner. I don't know. But, he's gotten paid. And now we would like to see Kittle get paid. Niner by Nature 88 is saying that Martin Mayhew would be great as well. I love this deal. Says a lot to extend Kyle. And it's like, I agree with you, man. And it's like Jed York, who was one of the most hated, hated persons in the Bay Area at one point, if you were a Niner fan, and everywhere, really. And I'm not from the Bay Area at all. I'm here in the South, but we were like, whew, sell the team, quit. But he came out in the press conference and he said, hey, man, I'm the owner. The owners don't fire themselves, but we know what we wanted him to do, but he's not going to do that. And it belongs to his uncle anyway. That's still Eddie's team. I don't care what anybody says. So anyway, it's like he's learned his lesson from kind of off his rocker. I understand he wasn't well, he didn't get along with people well. A little egotistical, very difficult, but at the same time, he took us to the promised land. We didn't win it, but he got us there. And we were competitive every year that he was there, but we let him go. And it was some bad years behind that. It just seems like he learned his lesson as soon as Shanahan got us to the Super Bowl. And he stayed patient with him the first 2 seasons because they were bad, but he understood the situations, Garoppolo, the injury. We got to draft a little more. We got to bring some free agents in. He was patient. In that 3rd year, his patience got us a Super Bowl appearance, another Super Bowl appearance, another NFC championship, and now we're back. And immediately before this next season starts, he gives him a contract extension, a new contract, so it's not even an extension. It's a total new 6-year contract. So you got to love it. Not over, but before Kittle. Okay, there's no way I'm paying Kittle $20 million. Now, see, this is some of the stuff that I was talking about on my last video. I don't know what his price is. Yeah, York is doing a great job. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he's doing a good job. He really has turned it around. You got to give him credit. I gave him credit when nobody wanted to when he fired Chip Kelly after the first season. A lot of people was like, you didn't give him a chance. I felt like he didn't need a chance to begin with. He sucked. His offense sucked. He can't even win with that offense on a college level now. So I thought it was great that he said, you know what? I fucked up. Chip, you're out. And we know Jim Tomsula was, we already know what that was about. So I don't even want to mention that one, that season there. But the Chip Kelly thing, I'm glad he quickly turned it around. Hey, I'm admitting my mistake. I messed up. I'm signing somebody else. Shanahan, come on down. And now here we are. So yeah, what a difference a year makes. I can't help but say it. York is doing a good job. Back to Kittle. No, I wouldn't pay him $20 million, but what is he asking for? That's what we don't know. That's the question that remains to be seen. He wants to break the bank. He's not worried about tight end money, so his agent says. He's worried about George Kittle, doing a contract for George Kittle, and it almost sounds like he wants wide receiver money. And I'm not talking about any wide receiver. I'm talking about Julio Jones, wide receiver type money. And there's no way we can do that. So I don't know what his price is. Kyle will be a Niner for life. It's looking like that. It's looking like he's going to be there as long as his dad was in Denver. That's what it's looking like. And that's just because they have great offensive minds, put together great game plans. And, why wouldn't you want to keep that around for a long time to come? You need that. And then, you don't have to worry about people learning the offense. It takes 2 years for this or that. I mean, he's going to be there for some years to come. So only new players coming in will have to really just get it. But he always seems to bring in players who know the scheme. They know the offensive system already. So, yeah, Kyle's a Niner, and he's a Niner for the next 6 years. If we get any news on George Kittle, I will definitely break it as soon as I can, just like I did today. Try to break this news as soon as I can. I know it's not a player, but it's still some good news. Now, here's the one thing that I was going to criticize Kyle Shanahan on, and I don't know why I thought to do it, but I was going to do it later this week. I was going to talk about the agent says $20 million, but I think he takes 15 to 16. The agent really said $20 million, 20 per. And right now, the highest paid tight end is Austin Hooper, And I think he did. I think he's getting what 12 or 13 per, and that's the highest in the tight end market. And I know he's better than Hooper. I get it. And I hate to say this too, not Niner by nature, but he's gonna get whatever he's asking for too. What I'm afraid of is that it's not gonna be us, and that explains Hooper. As soon as free agency hit, we just couldn't, we couldn't do it. Looks like I'm having a little, excuse me, a little connection. Okay, connection issues, but yeah, man, I don't know. 15 million is sweet for a tight end, if you ask me. He should take it. If he wants 20, he'll never get it from San Francisco. Not right now. I mean, unless we do it next year before a new season begins, but he would have to still wait until that new league year starts, I believe, before that cap space, hits. So he would still kind of test the free agent waters if he wanted to do so, because we couldn't pay him until that extra. Well, actually, I'll take that back. The salary cap may not increase now due to COVID-19 and what's been going on. And if they miss games and things like that, it may lower, So, man, it's difficult. But I tell you what, like I said on my last video, Kittle is asking for money like this. He's going to end up just like DeForest Buckner, getting paid, getting rich somewhere else, probably that he doesn't want to be. So, man, I don't know, man. We'll see how that goes. But let me throw something at you on Shanahan right quick. Shanahan. This is what Bleacher Report says, and this is very interesting. 11 of the coaches out of his 23 on his coaching staff are of color or women. And we know the Katie Sowers lady who's been doing some of the commercials and stuff, and she's blowing up. This whole, Me Too movement, and women are the shit too now. Don't get me wrong. They're down there taking over. But it's just the fact that Shanahan has brought a lot of diversity though to this team, and I love it. And so John Embree, I think he's tight end coach. He's black. Defensive coordinator, of course, Robert Saleh, is Arab. And Shanahan said this earlier this month, passionately speaking about the race issue that we have or whatever going on right now, which is this is football, so I'm gonna try to keep it sports. I don't want to get political, but it's just crazy right now what's going on. I hope everybody likes me and fucks with me, whether I'm black, white, orange, blue, or purple. And I fuck with you all as well, no matter the race. I don't even know what Naughty by Nature is. I can't tell by looking at the picture, Niner by Nature, but he fucks with me, no matter of my color, and I fuck with him no matter of the color. So this is what Shanahan said though, not to talk your ear off, but he said that it was embarrassing. The race what's going on right now was embarrassing for the NFL, and to have only 3 black head coaches and 2 black general managers, and that's true. Now, of course, some people will say, "Hey, well, you had a black quarterback when you got there, but you didn't keep him." Well, he voided his contract. That's the reason why we didn't keep Cap, and that's not who we wanted when he got there. But Cap voided his contract to leave San Francisco. People just sometimes seem to forget that. I know it's been nearly 4 years, but yeah. So Shanahan is 40, and he is now richer than rich. And richer than he was. Now, I don't know exactly how much this contract is worth or whatever. They hadn't gave the details on that yet, but we do know that we got him until 2025. So I'm still tripping on what Niner by Nature 88 just told me, that the agent, Kittle's agent, said he wanted. If he's asking for 20 million, man, I'm telling you, man, he's going to end up just like Buckner, like for real, for real. I don't see how we're going to be able to keep him with that. And the salary cap, I only hope for that it was if the salary cap, when it rises next year, because it always increases. And what we were going to do is we were probably going to have to wait till like the clock strikes 12:01 or whatever time free agency begins in March, and he would technically be a free agent, but we hurry up and sign him and give him what he wants because we got a little bit more cap space, along with people like Sherman coming off the books. Unless we keep him and move him to safety, and that's something I'll talk about on another video on another day. If he moves to safety, or something like that. If he's gone though, he comes out the books. This is last year. The Tart, this is his last year coming up. So there are some players that will come out the cap space to keep him, but we couldn't do it until next season, after next season ends. And some people think Kittle shouldn't even take a snap this season until he gets paid, but we don't have the space to do it. So right now, Kittle, what he's doing is he's grabbing us by the balls real tight and real hard right now, and I don't know what we can do about it. We can't get him to let up off us and let it go until, we get rid of him and give him what he wants somewhere else or something. I don't know, but he's applying pressure, and pressure busts pipes. Something's going to have to shake here. I don't know what, but I just wanted to bring that up since we're talking about a 49er who got paid today, and it's not who we was hoping it would be, and that's Kittle. But we are happy for Shanahan, and that's good. But the one critic the one thing I wanted to criticize Shanahan again real quick, because I forgot I was going to say it. I was going to do a video later this week talking about Kyle Shanahan, where I was going to give him one more year to get us to the Super Bowl. Now, I know it wasn't expected for us to go to the Super Bowl last season, but we did, and we looked like a pretty good team. Our O-line blocked very well. The receivers, the tight ends, of course, blocked very well, and that's why Kittle wants $20 million, because he's the best tight end / catcher / blocker and everything in the league. I get it, but my whole thing was I was going to criticize Shanahan just a smidge, that even though I don't think it was his fault completely that we lost that Super Bowl or that we blew a 10-point lead, because it was nothing like the 28-3 Super Bowl when he was in Atlanta. But this was going to be his last year. I gave him a pass. He gets that one pass from me, and that's pass now. It was back in February. I wasn't going to give him another pass. If we go to the Super Bowl this season and we lose and he blows another lead or something, I was going to be calling for his job. No lie. I'm not going to lie. And it's crazy that I was going to say this later this week, and now he gets extended. But it doesn't matter now. He can blow 2 or 3 more Super Bowls, and we're kind of stuck with him until 2025 unless Jerry York just wants to do what he did with Chip Kelly and say, man, I'll pay you to leave. You're fired. So one more thing I wanted to mention before I let you go. Shanahan, 6-year contract. If you're just tuning in, he's paid. We got him till 2025. 6 more years. All right? 6 more years. I know you knew we had 3. He had 3 more. That's 6 more years. I know you knew we had 3. He had 3 more. That's gone. They ripped that contract up. A whole new 6-year contract. We got him till 2025. I wanted to tell you last week, Jimmy Garoppolo was out throwing balls to Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd was running routes. He was looking crisp in the routes. He was looking good. He's looking big. He's looking strong. He's looking physical. He's out there flexing. He's catching and snatching the balls. He's making good cuts and in and out routes. I seen a little bit of it. He looks good. He looks like a beast. Now, I was going to do a video as we got closer to August or closer to late July to talk about Hurd and how I think he really is going to be a dog. And that's some of the reason why we didn't think we needed to get Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb or any of those players. We did still get a receiver in the first round, but they moved back later to get him. Well, they moved back and then they moved back up. But you know what I'm trying to say. And I think Jalen Hurd is going to be a dog. And I think that just bringing him back, who people have forgotten about, and when you have the rookie Brandon Ayuk coming in from Arizona State, and you have Debo, who was, we hope, just progress and get better, and maybe he'll get better with route running and things like that. And Brandon Ayuk will probably be running more of the jet sweeps and things like that in the backfield. All the misdirection stuff that Shanahan is so brilliant doing. Those are the things that are going to make us better, and why I think. And then with Mostert still in the backfield, and we still got Tevin Coleman, even though I would have liked for it to be Breida, but I understand because he stays injured. But Jet McKinnon is coming, and maybe if he stays healthy, finally for a change, we get to see him. That's a lot of things he can do with McKinnon out of the backfield too. But Hurd playing a big slot, I think is going to be a dog. And to know that he is feeling great, to know if training camp starts like it normally does, he'll be ready for it. He's on schedule to make training camp, and he's out there getting it in right now, trying to develop some kind of chemistry with his quarterback. Now, if somebody can tell me this, if you're not watching now and you see this video later, comment and let me know. Will he still be considered a rookie because he redshirted last year? I mean, he only played 1 preseason game, and that doesn't count. That's not regular season. He didn't suit up for one game during the 2019 season. So I think he's still going to be considered a rookie. So if that's the case, you still got two good rookies at receiver, which makes sense to why Emmanuel, we like you and we appreciate what you did, but we can't keep you. It was a rental, and that's what it was. Trent Williams, he may be a rental too, just because of the cap space. How are we going to pay Trent Williams and Kittle? So it's going to be a really, really, really toss up on what's going to happen with this. But if we can just get the damn Super Bowl win behind all of this, then it won't matter. Everything will be all as well. We'll be fine. We'll be okay with it. And if we lose a few players and we go back to 7-9 or 8-8, we won't complain because we finally get to stop saying quest for 6 because we'll finally have that motherfucker. So, and I think that's what they're doing now. They'll worry about Trent Williams across that bridge when they get there, but they want to I think they're just thinking, let's see what happens now. Let's see if we win with you. And before Kittle is gone, before this is done, let's see if we can get a chip out of it. And if we get the championship out of it, then the Super Bowl victory, then we fine. We'll keep who we can keep and we'll let go who we have to let go. Point blank. So, man, that's all I pretty much got, man. Hurd is back running routes. Debo was doing it a few weeks ago as well. Kendra Bourne is on Twitter still doing a lot of amazing things working out wise. But it's looking like another good season, though, man, if we have one. And that remains to be seen. But they're saying they're going to, do everything as scheduled. And I don't know. We'll see. But it is looking good right now. It's looking great because, hey, like I said, man, we have Shanahan who's going to be with us for the next 6 years. It don't get no better than that. All right, so – man, I'm out. And I've been missing y'all too, man. I'm glad we got some kind of news today, like for real, because it's been a while. My podcast, if anybody hadn't checked it out, you got to be quiet and you can't hear a lot of noise. So I can't do that with them, but I can do it with you because, see, y'all ain't going to trip, and I appreciate that. But The Great Debate Show. The Great Debate Show is my podcast where I talk about all sports, but I'm going to get on the Kittle contract this week on the Great Debate Show because I hadn't mentioned that yet. We've been doing a lot of boxing and a lot of UFC news, WWE, AEW wrestling promotions. We've been doing a lot of those things right now just because, and talking about the NBA, resuming their season. But we're getting to the NFL. We're going to break down all of the teams, all of the divisions. That's if you care to hear it. I'm not trying to make your ears bleed, but if you want to check us out, me and my co-host Terrence, we will be the Great Debate Show, new episode every week. And we're about to go up to 2 episodes per week. You can find the Great Debate Show on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, and on any Apple podcast. So check us out. Apple is, if you got an Apple phone, click on it, hit the check button, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Holla at your boy. We're going to talk about 49er stuff. We're going to talk about everything, on the Great Debate Show. And the 49 show is not going nowhere. It's right here. I'm going to get this video thing with Captivate or Podbean when I switch from Buzzsprout, and I will be able to show you live the Great Debate Show when I do my podcast as well. But the 49 show is about to come to an end, and I just want to say, thank you to all my listeners, all my viewers. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be good. Y'all be cool. And if we get some Kittle news, anything that breaks, I'll be letting you know. But I'm just warning y'all. Don't be surprised if the same thing that happened to Buckner ends up happening to Kittle. We were looking for these tight ends for a reason. And keep in mind, Tampa Bay, they're not trying to trade O.J. Howard, but if he gets the right offer, they will trade him. We were looking at him too as well. Him and Ingram, one of those, they were trying to do it. And we know now it wasn't because we were just trying to, have 2 good tight ends. Nah, it's because they fear that they can't pay what Kittle wants. So, but that's been it, man. Shanahan, 6 more years. He's been extended. A new contract with the 49ers. He ain't going nowhere. Just for that, I'm going to go ahead and order that hat that I loved all last season, all red with the little black SF in the middle. I'm a Rocket, and I'm glad to see him back. Just please get us back, Shanahan, and no more hiccups. That's all I can ask for. All right, so I'm out of here. Y'all be safe. Hope everybody doing good out there, and let's just try to show peace and love to everybody, man. No matter how they look, no matter what color or non-color that they may be, man. Let's just show love to everybody. I know that ain't got nothing to do with football, but hey, we may not have football because of what's going on out here, man. It's like a race war out there. But shout out to all of the Caucasians and other, um, and all the other races who are out there, protesting peacefully with our black people. That means a lot, and we need to see that more. And it's good. That's a step. It's a step closer to where we're trying to get. A long way, but it is a step closer. So anyway, man, y'all be good, man. Shanahan, what y'all think is I do comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if anybody feels like this is a bad move, man, please comment at the bottom. Let me know. We will wrap it up about it. All right. So that's all I got, man. See y'all next time. Peace.